Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Christopher.
And today we'll be talking about Couples Therapy, Season 4, Episode 4.
Listen here, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Make sure y'all definitely like the video because we want to, we don't want to be selfish. We want everybody to see it. You know what I'm saying? You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's get into this, please.
Oh, my goodness. Elíana and Mitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, this is a rough one. Elíana and Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a situation where Mitch was over at the house.
Help me.
He was trying to be helpful.
Help me.
He started mopping, cleaning up the floor, and then he was going to clean the counters. Elíana told him, you're going to be working twice because you have to clean the counter. You're going to be walking around in the kitchen. So you might as well clean the counter first and then clean the floor. Mm-hmm. And she just said, okay, but she let it go. She let it go. Progress. And Orna asked her, do you have OCD? And she actually says yes. So she was diagnosed with 4 types of OCD, and Orna explains to her that it's not going to work if you apply that to your partner. Before we move on to Rex and Joey, did you have any thoughts about that small portion?
She has OCD.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the problem. Like I'm sorry, man. I seen the whole episode. Okay, I seen the next episode. She has OCD. I don't think that's the problem.
Okay.
I think he's a man child. You get what I'm saying? And as a therapist, as Orna's doing a good job, she do a great job of not blaming, because I think therapists master, at least some therapists do, they master the practice of blaming doesn't get results.
Right.
Let's get a resolve. You get what I'm saying? No, right and wrong is only for the court. You know what I mean? Let's get a resolve. So it's like, okay, he's doing it wrong because he doesn't know how to do it. I told him, but I let it go. But I think that is just a small part of a larger issue, a larger issue that Mitch has. He's a child. That's my opinion. Yeah.
My thoughts about it is that, like I said before, I mean, girl, this your man. You chose him.
Okay.
And if he don't know how to do anything, I know you knew that when you lay down and chose to have a baby with him.
That's facts.
So now that he's doing what he's been doing, I can understand that having a child, your time, your energy is a lot more depleted. So maybe now that you are seeing that, oh, we had a baby and you haven't changed at all, and this baby was requiring more of me, I need you to step up and do more. And I totally get her on that. But I'm just like, Elíana, like, this is your man. This is your guy, you know? And I know you want to yell and all that type of stuff, and she did improve by not going off on him and just letting it go and let him clean how he want to clean.
She did. Give her respect.
Yeah, and he's trying his best.
No, I don't know about that.
Or he was cleaning, okay?
Pretty much.
He was cleaning and then making scuff marks in the ground after he mopped. Fine. But I'm just of the belief, and maybe as we go on, I can have a shift when it comes to Elíana, but I'm just like, this is your person, and they've been this way. And it doesn't make it okay for them to stay this way. But if you're going to choose to be with them knowing that they're this way, then you need to communicate in a way that they understand. And it might be on a toddler level. Boy. That's annoying to me. I'd have to leave him.
Hate to be you.
But to me, I'm like, that's what it sounds like he needs. So, anyway, Rex and Joey.
Okay.
She asked him about having kids, and he doesn't give his opinion about children. Orna asked him, okay, well, discuss it now. Let me see how y'all discuss this conversation. Rex says that their schedules are busy, and if they had a perfect schedule, then yes, he would like to have a child with Joey. And Joey says, well, it's nice to know how you truly feel about it. Orna says, you're searching after Rex's wishes, but it's hard to know your own. Talking to Joey. Joey said that as she's gotten older, she didn't want kids anymore because of the situation with her mom. Her mom told her not to have children with him because the child would die. What?
Listen here. I feel like the more and more I learn about this relationship, I only play a therapist on YouTube, right? Man, a lot of their problems, boy, is coming a lot from you, Joey. And your problems and your issues, at least with my daddy issues, I don't talk about it. I keep it to myself. I don't feel nothing.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of even how you move is motivated by someone who's not in the marriage.
Yeah.
How can you choose me but then resent me for choosing me and then operate within the marriage by someone else's rules? It's like I'm being gaslit from every corner.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to know what you think. Well, thank you for telling me what you think, because I really would like to know that. By the way, my mama said not to have any babies with this guy because the baby go die. I'm like, I'm being like, what's the point of me telling you then? Like, like I feel not like fooled. like I just feel lost for Rex. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I really just think that Joey's mom has too much power. In their relationship.
Yeah, it's Joey.
And I truly believe that her mom has indoctrinated her into this form of Christianity. And that her mom has cooked up in her head of what will happen to Joey being connected to Rex. And even Rex goes on to say that she is getting all this death stuff from the Bible. Where?
What Bible?
Where in the Bible did it say, Joey and Rex, you have a baby, the baby gonna die?
Show me.
So apparently they locked their bedroom door because they thought that the mom would come in and off Rex. Mom was rolling around on the ground talking about over my dead body. Mom, get up. What are we even doing? And the thing is, I laugh because it's so ridiculous, but it's actually sad because Joey really believes her mom in the back of her head.
Yeah.
And it's causing her not to live out her marriage in its full capacity because her mom has a hold over her mind, and it's sad. It's actually really sad.
I want to say something, but it might be part of the next episode, but I'm going to say it now.
Go ahead.
Because if you watch it, episode 5, I think this is 5, or maybe this is 4. This is 4. Then hopefully you watch all of them. She is so concerned about who he serves and his religion base and things of that nature, of like, oh yeah, this tradition you do, that's not God, that's not Jesus. But she made her mama an idol. You worshiping your mama thoughts and her ideas and the way she like. So it's like, even though you may feel like you're attempting to do right, you are putting a burden on your relationship, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, Joey needed to hear that other people acknowledge its extreme, because Orna was just like, whoa, that's a lot. And that's a lot to hear. That's a lot to carry, and that's a lot to handle. Rex doesn't want his child to grow up the way his dad treated him. His dad was always busy, and Rex is busy as well. And he's honestly more sad for Joey than he is for himself.
How did you take that? How did you take that he's more sad for the other person than he is for himself?
He said that.
But I'm saying, how did you take it? As in, how did you feel about that, Blair?
I'm like, I need a full sentence. How did I feel about that? I like Orna said in the conversation, she was like, of course. And I was thinking the same thing, of course, because he doesn't feel.
He caved in.
Because he doesn't feel. No, because he said he doesn't feel. So I'm just saying, he's not associating any emotions to himself because he doesn't associate those with himself. He says he doesn't feel a way about anything ever. So he's just like, yeah, if Joey wants that and I'm super busy, I just can't do it, and that's sad for her.
Yeah, and I understand what he's doing. Some will even say what he's doing is commendable, right? Some would say, hey, if you're busy, right, and you have this father issues, or you have this father trauma of your father never being in your life, and you're like, I don't want to put my kid through that because I'm busy too. Okay, I don't want to bring a child into that. Cool. But why are you more sad for Joey is where I'm confused at with Rex. I understand he said he doesn't feel, right?
I think he prioritizes her emotions over his own.
I'm like, but you feel for Joey. So I'm like, you feel something. Why don't you prioritize yourself? You get what I'm saying? In your emotions. Don't tell me you don't feel, or at least going by the quotes, and then you say you feel more for Joey. Because that's still feeling.
Yeah.
So that's why when he said that, I was like, this is just another example to me of caving. Because to me, and I'm trying not to blame Joey, but when he said he feels more for Joey, I'm thinking like, they get in arguments, and she probably tells all the times and all the things she gave up for him and things like that. Because they said the arguments be bad, and he said that he would just cave in because she wants her way. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like maybe you are taught to like, oh, feel bad for Joey because look what Joey had to give up.
Okay.
It's like, oh, look, you know, she had to leave her mother because she slept in the bed with her mother, but now she moved her mother out and things like that. Poor Joey. And guess what? I chose you against my mother, and she said if we have a baby, the baby's not gonna live. So feel bad for me. That's how I feel. When
I feel like that's how the dynamic is.
That's how I feel that the dynamic is.
Right, got you.
Right? Not so much of what's being said, but I feel like he's being indoctrinated to be woe is Joey. And in a way, he's tricking himself and saying, I don't feel anything. That's all.
Well, Orna advises them to talk more about their wants versus decisions. And I think that's important because they're really not, it's like they're jumping to the end part of like, we can't have a child, we can't do this, we can't do that. And it's just like, well, they really don't even know where each other stands. That's for real. Fair. So, yeah, of course, Orna, great advice. You're the professional. Thank you, doctor. So, Rex, they start talking about how Rex wants her body and all, but they don't have sex. And to him, he's just like, we're bringing up a baby, but like, we're not even doing the thing to where a baby could come. He said he'll even try to rub her or touch her, and she'll push his hand away every single day.
That's wild. Can you imagine that? Like, when someone asks you, because Orna asked them straight up, what do you want? Let's not make decisions. Let's talk about your wants. What do you want, Rex? And he said, usually some people take that question and they make it deep.
Yeah.
You know, I want this, I want that. It's very simplistic. In a marriage, that's the most simplistic thing. I want her body. I want to be able to touch her. You get what I'm saying? I want to be able to express my love to her physically. And when he said that, I was like, oh my goodness. And then when he expressed that, like when he tries to touch her, she like shoo his hand away. I was like, oh, he's this is beyond sexually frustrated. Like he's, what's the word? I wish we was good at taboo. I really do.
I don't know. You got to describe something.
Right. Like I really wish. I really wish we was really good at taboo. I cannot read your mind.
I'm sorry.
Right. He is. How come the only word depleted come in my head? But he's not depleted. Right. He is not fulfilled at all in this relationship. That's how I feel. That's the only word I could come up with. There's a better word, but we suck at taboo. Okay, but no, he's not getting anything. It seems like Joey's getting everything out of this relationship, and Rex ain't getting nothing. Not even the benefits of like laying with your wife. Yeah, that's wild to me.
Well, Joey says that it's unpleasant to be touched physically, and she does feel terrible about it. But Rex is saying that he had made this sacrifice to be with Joey. It sounds like Rex has made a lot of sacrifices to be with Joey as well. And Orna says, you're both sacrificing something, but like why? And Joey said, well, maybe the child is being sacrificed for her mom. If she's not having any sex, then she knows she won't get pregnant. And that's in a way pleasing to her mother and keeping that bond or that approval from her mom that she so desperately needs. The thing that I want to say as well about I can totally understand why Rex is just like, I'm not going to have a conversation about a baby because we don't have sex. Like, I could see him being like, this is a unnecessary conversation and argument because you don't even let me touch you. So I can understand why, like, at the beginning of the conversation, Joey was just like, he doesn't like to talk about it. Well, because there's really nothing to talk about.
You're gaslighting me.
There's really nothing to talk about here. But there is something to talk about, and I'm glad that they got it out. But we got to the root of the issue as well. It's just like, you don't let your husband touch you, Joey. Like we need to explore that and how your mom really has this hold on you. And it's bad. It's really bad.
Now I understand why he probably felt like, hey, I don't want to have a discussion because you're gaslighting me. You want to talk about a baby? Let's talk about how we haven't had sex in over a year. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Or how I can't even touch you. Yeah. So then we get to Aaron, Josh, and Lorena. Lorena says that she and Josh are digging themselves a deeper hole. They are losing hope. Aaron was coming into town with her dad, and they were talking about having a barbecue for Aaron and her father. Lorena never met Aaron's parent, and Aaron hasn't told her parents that she's poly, like come right out and said it. So Lorena asked Josh, did he talk to Aaron about her coming? And he said, you can come over, but just our dynamic, like we got to keep it on the low. And Lorena was hurt by that. Josh and Lorena had a date night planned for a Monday. He double booked and had to check in with Aaron. Lorena is feeling secondary. She's feeling like she can't plan and she doesn't know how to make a future. None of them are aligned on what's going on within this non-hierarchical relationship that they're trying to figure out. So after Aaron cheated on Josh, she didn't have a say in the type of relationship that she wanted because he wanted to take that power away from her. But Aaron still internally wants to have the primary relationship. And then Orna is asking, so who really wants to change the dynamic? Lorena does, but she is in the minority. Aaron likes having control. And post Aaron cheating, Josh wants to give her less control, but Lorena is saying, but do you see how she is still the priority decision maker? Everything that we do or want to do, you have to touch base with her and get her okay for us to continue on in our relationship and do what we want. So Lorena's asking Aaron, going to Aaron and asking her, can she plan things with Josh and trying to get their schedule so she doesn't impede on that relationship. She, says that Aaron is the main decision maker in her relationship with Josh.
And they have no romantic relationship, Lorena and Aaron.
Right.
That was just a maze of confusion.
Yeah.
Right? Number one, I feel some type of way about Aaron hiding the fact that she's poly to her parents. Number one, you're not 16, 17, 18-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So you live in this secret life, lying to your parents on the surface.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it makes... Dude, you know what that made me feel? And this may be a cop-out. It just made the relationship feel fake. While I was listening to it, I'm like, what am I listening to this for?
This relationship, Lorena,
all three of them.
All of them. Okay.
All three of them. Like, whatever y'all think y'all doing, y'all not doing. Because y'all just basically just in, like, he just have two girlfriends. He have a girlfriend and a side chick.
That's what it sounds like.
That's
because he doesn't prioritize them both in the same way.
No.
Yeah.
And it's not even an attempt. It's like, Lorena's like, can I borrow your man?
Exactly. Do y'all have plans this weekend?
So it's like... So Aaron's not even like honest with her parents, right? So, but yet she wants to keep the dynamic of their poly relationship the same. Josh want to take power away from Aaron because she cheated. Lorena's like, I'm just in the win.
And Aaron still has all the power.
And she still has all the power. So I'm like, what are y'all doing here then?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts?
I was just thinking they need to break up. I'm like, this is a whole lot. And I don't know how Orna is going to dissect this so that they walk out happily together and everybody feels loved and appreciated the same. I don't think the poly thing is going to work, honestly.
No.
For me, I was just kind of like, the only way it could work if everybody is really selfless and there is no hierarchy. But I mean, we're people... in communities, like, people have hierarchies, people have who their favorites are. Like, it's just a human thing. Yeah. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to do for him, honestly. Yeah. And I don't think Orna know what to do. She's trying to figure it out.
I think she's trying to respect that they're poly, but I don't think Orna's like, first of all, it never works. Yeah. Like she can't say that, but I think she's just respecting the fact that, hey, y'all paid? I'm gonna talk to y'all.
But she is getting down to a lot of the root issues, which I'll say. Yeah. And maybe if she gets to the root and has people kind of like change their perspective, it might change. But with those dynamics, as far as the power is concerned, the power dynamics are always going to be out of balance. So.
And it's weird to me because how can Aaron has all the power when technically she's never around most of the time? Yeah. So a lot of things are put on hold because when Aaron's in town, then all of a sudden you got to go to the family's house, Josh, and basically act like it's a one-on-one relationship. Yeah. In the meantime, Lorena's feel like tossed away. She don't feel important. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, hey, I have to play boyfriend with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? But you told me that, like, we are in a poly relationship. Yeah, I said that. But Aaron's in town.
Yeah, and her parents. So don't hug me, kiss me, talk to me.
Don't see me.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm like with Blair. It's too much. Y'all need to break up.
Yeah. So we got Casimar and Alexis.
Yeah.
When Casimar feels down, he is paralyzed.
Yeah.
Alexis will still go to work, and he's the one to save the day. Alexis always says that he doesn't have the luxury of doing nothing, and that makes Casimar feel worthless.
I mean, kind of mean.
Then that's where the fight starts. So they actually run a business together. It seemed like it was some type of like real estate home designing thing. And Alexis provides a lot of the stability in the relationship. Casimar and his mom were evicted when he was younger, and the mom was freaking out so bad she didn't know what to do. And Casimar, at 12 years old, suggested that they call the aunt because she had been in a similar situation. So per his suggestion, the mom called the aunt, and they were able to get into a shelter that day. And if he didn't say that, he doesn't know what his mom would have done.
Yeah.
He was only 12, but he was already in the mindset of thinking, how can I fix this? His dad was abusive, and he had to ignore it because his mom would tell him to just leave, go away, and just don't be around during the abuse.
Yeah.
Alexis says that Casimar's bouts of depression were big, but usually he's fine the next day. For Alexis, it's taken him 32 years for him to find his voice and not be a victim. And pretty much we're figuring out that they are surviving differently. Casimar says that he already goes through depression, just this imbalance in his brain. So he just tries to distract himself by going internally and just going to a happy place.
What are your thoughts on them?
My thoughts on them, I kind of hate to put it all on Alexis, but just by Alexis saying that he spent 32 years to not be the victim, it makes me think that he doesn't respect Casimar's struggle and how Casimar deals with his trauma. And he's like, he's depressed for it, but he's over it the next day. It took me 32 years and I'm not a victim no more. So it does sound like you're putting down Casimar and how he's navigating being an adult living with the issues that he grew up with. And I think that that's unfair, especially because Casimar really seems to want to understand Alexis and be a super loving and supportive partner. But Alexis is not giving the same to Casimar. And that's why I say, dang, I guess if I was a lot of these people's therapists, I say y'all need to break up.
A lot of people gonna stop coming to you.
They gonna stop coming to me because I would be like, yo, like Alexis, like you do not care about Casimar's feelings. How are you in a relationship and not caring about your partner and what they're going through? Like, I'm just like, you're not ready for this. Like, you still have work to do.
Because the problem is, in my opinion, the reason why he can easily dismiss Casimar's feelings because every day Alexis still feel. And he's like, look at me, I'm out to bed. You know? And he's like, look at you, you're paralyzed. So even though Alexis want to champion himself as not being a victim, like, bro, you're a victim. You get what I'm saying? And unknowingly and knowingly. And to acknowledge someone else's trauma is not disregarding yours. Like we're not taking away your light. And even you will see flashes of that in the next episode when they get into like basically like it's like he basically said it's disrespectful to talk about your trauma in front of me, knowing what I've been through. That's basically what he said in the next episode. And I'm just like, oh, because you're still battling every day. And you see yourself as a champion because you feel like every day you have to defeat that thought, you have to defeat that mindset. But in the same time, you have to express empathy and sympathy. But I don't know if he's doing it or if the other part of him is doing it. You get what I'm saying? I think what happens is the other part of him may influence him, his real self, without him knowing, because he kind of sound like an a-hole now, and so far it sounds like he's associated. You get what I'm saying? But it's like they need separate therapy. Right? And I think eventually we do see like one of them leave and they start talking in a one-on-one, because as Orna said, they are surviving differently, you know?
Well, we move on to Elíana and Mitch.
Oh my gosh.
Orna, she's kind of narrating this section, and she's saying that Elíana is driven by ambition and OCD. She also controls their schedule and environment. It's going to be tough to break them out of this. She's also, Elíana is suspicious of whether or not Orna is on her team. If she gave him some planning and control and he showed up, that could possibly make the world a difference. But the thing is, like, could he show up even if he knew that Elíana would put him down at any moment?
To be that vulnerable to that.
Right. So Orna proposed that they have a contract on how to live together. Mitch, his version, basically, because Orna asked him, what would be your version? Like, what would you want in this contract? And Mitch said, everybody just clean up after themselves. He says, you know, at my house where I live with my mom, we all clean up after ourselves and we keep it pushing. Elíana says, that is not true. Everybody throws their dishes in the sink. Your mom wakes up at 4 a.m. every single day and cleans up behind all y'all grown people. Mitch is like, yeah, that's true. I'm just like, how are we supposed to do therapy if you lying now?
He just lied. I'm like,
how are we supposed to do therapy if you lying?
And this is why she feels what she feels. That's why I said the OCD is not the problem. We got a liar here. You know what I'm saying? We got a man child here.
Yeah.
And that's why she's like, you're not on my team, because in a way, you know how she probably feels about Orna? She's like, you're babying him. No one over here baby me. Okay, yes, Blair. I see your review, Blair. I made the decision to be with him, Blair. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it. Right? But now he gets to make the contract of how we live? What?
Right.
Like I can see how she feels like you're not really with me. You just go take what he say, because he said it calmly and he sound emotionally intelligent as the truth. But I see him, and I've been over his mama house. That woman wake up 4 o'clock in the morning to clean the house because he don't do anything.
Yeah.
You know?
And that goes back to what I was talking about in some of the earlier episodes, where I was just like, I think Mitch is leading a double life. And basically, he is a child at home with his mother, and he's asked to being a adult man and a father when he gets to Eliana's house. And he cannot switch back and forth between the both.
No.
So Mitch tells us that shared spaces, his mom usually tends to clean, but they all clean their respective places. So pretty much, you just got to keep your bedroom clean. You a teenager. Okay, cool. So Mitch says in his shared space with Elíana, they could divide up certain spaces. He would like to clean the kitchen. She tends to like to do the bathroom a certain way, so she could do the bathroom. In the living room and bedroom, basically, we can clean up after ourselves. He'd be open to putting that in action, but he's saying to actually see how that would work, he'd want to spend like a full week there. Orna says that Elíana is sacked with too much authority over what's going on, and that's burdening her and putting Mitch in a tough spot. Mitch should try to take the reins more.
The funny thing about it is, and I believe it was this scene to where Orna used the word authority, right? What is the girl name?
Elíana.
She said responsibility. Right,
and Orna's like, I'm going to choose to use authority.
I'm going to use authority, and not to combat her, but she's like, it's the reason why I say authority, because the power that you feel confident about, that you're prideful about, I do everything. Yes, like, you know, it's also killing you. You know what I mean? It's also hurting you because it's too much, right? And unfortunately, to Blair's point, this is the partner you chose, and because he is the partner, he don't have to earn that authority. He should be given that authority to basically share it with you. Yeah. Right? But you keep putting him in a position that he has to earn it. And I understand that he don't clean up after himself. His mama do everything. But this is by his title alone as father, partner, you have to share that authority, because too much of it is not good for you. And this is what happens because you see it as responsibility, but really you making all Blair started the scene with it. She make all the decisions. She do everything. She do all the planning and things like that. And she thinking that, yes, I'm being a responsible adult, but really you're wasting away slowly because it's too much power for one person. Yeah. No one person should have all that power.
And also, she has all the power, but she is wanting him to show up in a way to exert some power and what is it called? Basically, like ownership over what he brings to the relationship and what he brings to the child. But she's not allowing him the space to exercise that power. I mean, she couldn't even let him clean the kitchen without saying something. She didn't go off, but she had to say something, you know? So, yeah. But Eliana says, you may say I'm being authoritative. When she tries to communicate, it's her house and she can say how she feels. When he comes, it feels like a tidal wave. Orna asks, okay, you're getting worked up. What are you upset about
she's crying right now?
Yeah. Eliana doesn't want to be controlling or authoritative. She would like Mitch to see the issues and to deal with it. She doesn't do things half-assed, and he's doing everything half-assed. Eliana can only count on one hand how many times he's been there for her and their son. And Mitch says to her, well, you can't say you've put 100% in the relationship either.
See, this is where I get to swinging. Because now Mitch is just trying to gaslight me.
I'm like, even if she didn't put 100%, she put in 95.
She's the primary caretaker of the child.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
But continue.
Eliana said that she even got written up at work because the child law was showing up at too many meetings while Mitch was taking a nap.
Because he was tired.
Yeah, she said that she helped him get his car inspected, even like washed his clothes for him. And Mitch says he was taking a nap because he works. Jeez. We find out that Eliana doesn't work, but this is the first time in years that she hasn't worked. Usually, like, she would work, be in school, working 2 jobs. Yeah. So she's basically saying, like, I'm a mom full time. Like, I'm not just not doing anything. Yeah. Orna stops them. She asks Mitch what's bothering him about the comparisons, because she is comparing what she does versus what he does.
Yeah, and he keeps yelling whenever there's a break in the argument. He always says, "There we go with the comparisons again." Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, good. Yeah.
Mitch says that she's being condescending, and this is when she explains that she is struggling with who she is because she's not working, and also she's a new mom. Orna tells them, we ran out of time.
Yeah, y'all gotta get out.
But let's change the dynamic. Starting tomorrow, you're going to set the terms, Mitch, on how y'all are going to go about this living together contract and responsibilities.
Blair, what is your thoughts? I don't want to know the fake therapist Blair thoughts. I want to know the Blair thoughts. Yeah. Of like them two, because it's like I see what she's saying. Yeah. But Orna is about resolve, not about right and wrong. But it's very hard for me not to point the finger at Mitch right now. It's very hard.
No, it's frustrating because Mitch is going to sit up here and lie. So first of all, you want to sit up here and lie to Orna talking about all that you do in your house when your mom does everything for you. You come to my house and you probably expect me to do everything for you, but I have to be vocal to tell you to get up off your behind because I'm not going to have you treat me how you treat your mother. Facts. So I'm totally with Eliana on that. However, because this is the partner you chose,
therapist Blair,
and because you want to work the situation out, and as Chris has been saying, find a resolve, then we have to give Mitch some authority over the situation. And I think him having some authority, he'll have some ownership and pride over his portion.
You hit the nail. You literally took. Now you get a taboo. Okay. Now because I was thinking about this childhood friend I grew up with, right?
Go ahead.
And he was good for nothing bum. I can say that now. Yeah. Right. He was good for nothing. Right. And it takes a wise person to think of this. Right. You would think like you give responsibility to someone who earns it. Right. But someone like a mentor, like a neighborhood mentor, gave him responsibility, something that will give him pride in. Yes. And it literally changed his whole good for nothing self. And we hope it happens for Mitch. But to her point, Eliana? Yes. Right? I think I said it wrong, but thank you.
No, you said it right.
Right? She's like, he don't deserve it. Do you get us like you want me to basically reward him with like he get to make the terms of how we live? He don't deserve it. But this may be the path to get the man that you need. You You get what I'm saying? To take some of that burden off. You got to give him some responsibility. Sometimes you got to give a bum responsibility and actually a job and a title that he could be proud of. You know? Boss.
Yeah. But also because it reminds me of what Mitch said in prior sessions to where he was saying, like, I'm going to her house. I'm throwing away her trash. Like, and he doesn't feel any type of way about it because he has no connection to it. He doesn't have any pride in her place being clean because he's going home to where mom already did the cleaning. So exactly. We're on the same page that he needs to have some type of stake in the game. And you would think his child would be enough. But
it's not enough.
But it's not enough. And, like, he needs more stake in the game in order for him to actually pour into this in the way that Elíana is wanting him to pour and to show up. So hopefully with him giving some authority and responsibility, and I'm sure Elíana, like you said, was probably annoyed, like, how he get to be the one to get to choose the contract when I do everything. And Orna's just like, because he never does. So let's see what he does with it. And let's see how he takes over it and see how he shows up for you. And let's just see. So
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just like her.
Yeah.
I'm just like her. I'm just like her.
But I really like Orna, and I like her style. And I also like that she doesn't really feed everybody her reasons.
Do what I said.
Yeah. I'm not going to break down why I said what I said. Do this. We'll come and talk. And let the proof be in the pudding, pretty much.
And no, I do like it. I like the awkward silence. I like that she don't really get into people's business, and in the sense of, like, if they go argue, you go argue. Y'all paid to argue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the cash, the money. I'm gonna cash this check. You know what I'm saying?
But she does go in to stop when it becomes unproductive.
Of course. Like, okay, like, what's wrong? Why are you crying? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But no, Mitch, grow up, okay? Now, like, I see you, sister girl. You know what I mean? But hopefully, in the next episode, when y'all see us, we will see the results of that contract. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was that the rest of the episode?
That's it.
Anything else?
That's all.
Y'all be good.
Bye.